Good morning, dear students. I am Vandana. From today, I am going to start your online study of science. In this sequence, here is your chapter number 1 from chemistry. Name of the chapter is Matter in Our Surroundings. In previous classes, you have studied that anything which occupies space and mass is called matter. Once again, I repeat it. Anything which occupies space and has mass is called matter. Just like air, water, sugar, sand, silver, steel, copper, coal, iron, wood, so many things are there that surrounds us, are all different kinds of matter. Because all of them occupy space, that is, they have volume and mass. If we look around us, we can see a large number of things of different shapes, sizes, and textures. Many of these things are used by us in our everyday life. For example, we eat food, drink water, breathe in air, and wear clothes. We use table, chair for studying, and bed for sleeping. We also see other human beings, various animals, plants, trees around us. The things like food, water, air, clothes, table, chair, human beings, each and everything are all example of matter. Once again I am repeating that each and everything that surrounds us except light, everything is matter. Anything which occupies space and has mass is called matter. The only condition for something to be matter are that it should occupy space and have mass. It should occupy space and have mass. Now, the things like friendship, love, affection, good manners, thoughts, ideas, taste, and smell, these things do not occupy space and do not have mass. So, from the point of view of chemistry, things like friendship, love, affection, good manners, thoughts, ideas, taste, smells are not considered matter. Matter can be classified in a number of ways. Ancient Indian philosophers said that all the matter, the another meaning of matter is padarth, living or non-living, was made up of 5 basic elements, that is Panchatattva, air, earth, fire, sky and water, that is also known as Vayu, Prithvi, Agni, Akash or Jal. Modern day scientists classify matter in 2 ways, on the basis of its physical properties and on the basis of its chemical properties. On the basis of physical properties, matter is classified as solids, liquids and gases. And on the basis of chemical properties, matter is classified as elements, compounds and mixture. So in this chapter, we will study the classification of matter on the basis of its physical properties. The first physical nature of matter is that matter is made of particles. Everything around us is made of teeny pieces or particles. Our body is made of particles, our chair is made of particles, our table is made of particles, and the book from you are reading is also made of particles. The number of particles in everything is, however, very long. For example, a small raindrop, or you can say water drop, contains about 10 raised to the power 21 particles of water in it. The particles which make up matter are so small that we cannot see them even with a high power microscope. Even without seeing them, we have certain evidences which tells us that all the things is made of teeny particles. We will now give some of the evidences which clearly shows that all the matter is made up of teeny particles. This evidence also shows that the particles which make up the matter are constantly moving. Let's do an activity. Take a 100 ml beaker, fill half the beaker with water and mark the level of water. Dissolve some salt or sugar with the help of glass rod. Observe any change in water level. What do you think has happened to the salt? Where does it disappear? Does the level of water change? When sugar is added to water and stirred, or you can say when salt is added to water and stirred, it dissolves quickly. The sugar seems to disappear. The sugar seems disappear. What happens to the sugar when it dissolves? Where does the sugar go? We can explain how the sugar dissolves and disappears in water by using the idea of particles. Both salt and water are made up of very small particles. Both salt and water are made up of very small particles. These particles are too small to see even under a microscope. When sugar dissolves, tiny sugar particles break off from each solid sugar granule. These sugar particles go into the space between the particles of water and mix with them. So, the sugar solution will taste sweet even though we cannot see the sugar in it. It is to be noted that in this experiment we have dissolved salt in water by stirring. This has been done just to dissolve the salt quickly. Even if we don't stir, salt will dissolve in water but quite slowly. To understand the fact that matter is made of particles, let's come to the next evidence. Dissolving a solid in a liquid. You are watching the diagram. In this diagram, the purple colored solid substance is potassium permanganate. You are not familiar with this substance, but I would like to tell you that this is potassium permanganate, a chemical substance, and its color is purple. Potassium permanganate is a purple colored solid substance and water is a colorless liquid. So, we will first study the dissolving of potassium permanganate in water. When a crystal of potassium permanganate is placed in a beaker of water, the water slowly turns purple on its own, even without stirring. The spreading of purple color of potassium permanganate in the whole water of beaker can be explained. Both potassium permanganate crystal and water are made up of, once again, tiny particles. The particles of potassium permanganate are purple colored, whereas the particles of water are colorless. When the potassium permanganate crystal is put in water, its particles separate from one another. These purple colored particles of potassium permanganate spread throughout the water, making the whole water look purple. Look at the diagram. Actually, on dissolving, the particles of potassium permanganate get into the spaces between the particles of the water. In this experiment, the particles of potassium permanganate and those of water mix on their own without any external stirring. Since the particles of potassium permanganate and particles of water spread into each other and mix up on their own, it is concluded that they are moving or they are in motion. We can see this as the spreading of purple color upwards in the beaker of water as shown in the diagram. If the particles were not moving, the color could not spread throughout the beaker on its own. And I would like to tell you that this movement of different particles among each other so that they become mixed uniformly is called diffusion.